This is our 6th annual learning event. We are very excited. We are holding it in person for the first time in the last 3 years. And what we're looking forward to today is bringing stakeholders together.
This annual learning event is an important opportunity both for the AgriFin program but also for Mercy Corps as a broader agency. So this is a good opportunity for this program to continue to build on the momentum of previous learning events in terms of sharing the learnings. But it's more than just sharing learnings, right? It's about creating connections, it's about enabling the network, it's about bringing all of the various organizations, partners, institutions, individuals interested in digital technology, digital agriculture together to share lessons, bring new ideas, and to just create further momentum so that the program can identify the follow-on priorities. And for Mercy Corps, it's about enabling us to share the learning within the broader agency.
The theme for this year's event is developing smallholder farmer resilience in the face of these global issues that we're facing. And so what we're expecting today is to have very rich discussions around areas like how do we better serve farmers to be able to build their resilience as they're facing these shocks? How do we better equip the companies that are working with these farmers to be able to be in a position to help these farmers improve their incomes, improve their resilience, improve their productivity. And then as a sector, how do we move forward the needle on the ag space so that we contribute even more to the economies of the geographies that we have.
There's a lot of data and information that's out there. And I think we're in a state right now of so much information coming everywhere. But the question is, how do we make that information usable and actionable for smallholder farmers on the ground that we work with?
A key theme that has emerged is around data and the importance of having high quality data to help inform decisions. So one of the sessions I was in was really focusing on impact measurement and getting into the challenges that there are around measuring impact, but how important it is. So I would say that's one of the key areas that's been a takeaway for me, that I think more innovation is needed.
We have so much of data. Now is the time to really convert that data into a service, convert data into specific action that, information that the farmer can use to enhance productivity, build resilience, or enhance profitability.
The key takeaway for me is really around data, the importance of data, alternative data sources, and how we manage and use and share data.
The challenge that is coming across is when we collect this data, how are we able to use that data as a service? That is one takeaway for me, because I believe as a financial institution, we are capable of being the carriers or the ones who are able to utilize the data and make it a service and also introduce sustainability into the data.
This event has been really, I would say, great in terms of for us to understand what all across the geographies each and every innovator is trying to do. It brings the complete ecosystem all together, and learning about the ecosystem, their own thesis, becomes a very important part for us to create a roadmap for the coming financial years.
The importance of an ecosystem approach to serving women, women small-scale producers, women micro-entrepreneurs, is really a nut that we need to crack carefully. I think not only is the opportunity of offering bundled digital services real, but I think there's a lot of analog components to being able to do that successfully. And that means collaboration, partnership, consortiums that work together in order to deliver these services in a way that's seamless, in a way that's affordable, in a way that's relevant to the women that we're trying to serve.
Bayer Foundation has actually 3 pillars. One is basically agriculture and nutrition. Secondly, health, where we take care mostly against last mile health, and women empowerment. Here we can actually bring the agricultural part in, but our goal is actually to merge these things together, because only healthy farmers are actually bring higher yields, and that's our goal and our dream, what we want to bring forward. is that to merge these three components together: women, health, and agriculture.
I feel we need to take a very big step back and really look much more at sort of farming systems and how they relate to food security and growth and how they're going to be positioned to tackle climate change even in the future.
There's a strong theme around collaboration, coordination, just taking a value chain approach to working in this very fragmented agriculture market. And I like that because on our end, we're solving issues with market access, but there's challenges that have to do with storage, there's challenges that have to do with agro-processing. So there's a long list of issues, including insurance, that we could solve along the supply chain. So seeing this emerge as the theme of this conference is very good, because now I know we can start to talk about the way forward with all the actors in this space, with them already understanding that the best way forward is this value chain collaboration approach.
We're committed to supporting small-scale farmers. In COP, a couple of weeks ago, our CEO announced a $4.1 billion commitment to agriculture to continue supporting small-scale producers, and we're doing that from seeds to digital solutions to policy analysis, and so we're doubling down to support farmers in the face of climate change.
We're working to bring science and research to help develop improved tools, applications, business models that can deliver good services to farmers on the ground to help them improve their productivity, improve their resilience, and better manage their farms for improved livelihoods for themselves.
We are working both with the public sector and the private sector. With the public sector, we've supported the government to build a big data platform, which is 2.35 million farmers are part of it, and they're getting agro, weather and market advisories. In terms of working with the private sector, we launched the 1 million farmer platform in 2019 to facilitate partnerships between agtech startups and county governments. So today we have 27 agtech startups partnering with 31 county governments, and more than 400,000 farmers are accessing digital technologies.
We're really crucial to the whole process. We provide crop insurance solutions to farmers, so insuring farmers against drought, against flooding, against pests and diseases. This is really essential to any farmer to be able to access credit, to allow him to buy better quality inputs, to enhance his yield. And the focus of ACRE is very much on smallholder farmers, so we're using a lot of technology, a lot of digital solutions to be able to reach out to farmers and provide affordable solutions.
We do have a project actually on agriculture. We also have a project on climate finance, on green finance actually. So we're working, and the green finance project works more sort of more macro and meso level. We work with county governments and national governments and Nairobi Securities Exchange and so forth. We work on green bonds and carbon credits and also capacity building to draw in green investment. And then our agriculture project works much more sort of at the ground level really, particularly to try and work with actors who are working with farmers in the real economy and who want to solve, who have a financial challenge to solve. So that's where we come in, whether it's around storage or whether it's around market access or whether it's around provision of inputs, you know, where there's a kind of a financing gap, we come in and partner and try to help them sort of solve that gap. And at the same time, we sort of try and educate and work with financiers to bridge some of the gap between finance and the real economy, you know, in terms of farmers and agriculture.
I think there are two things we're doing, right? The first one is, of course, looking out for collaborations and people we could coordinate with. There are several issues along the value chain, and working with different people can help us solve it. And then secondly, we are also working with what already exists. So I think we've changed our kind of focus from disruption to evolution of like agricultural markets, just looking at what farmers are already doing, who they're trading with, how they currently operate, and moving them a little bit further in what they're already doing and improving that, as opposed to coming in and saying, oh, here's a whole nother system for you to adopt. And I think as we go forward, these two things are going to be like the fundamental things that drive our success.
I think the foundation and our co-chairs are really committed to women's economic empowerment, gender equality. It is clear that climate change is really rendering these communities really vulnerable to climate changes and so on. And so At the foundation, we're really trying to hone our approach in the various sectors. As I said, I'm in financial services, to how can we bring our support and the design and delivery of financial services in a way that protects her from the vulnerabilities or reduces her vulnerabilities to climate change. So what are the climate adaptation approaches we can be using to support her, her household, her community, and the nation?
Our thesis had been that we provide advisories in the last mile linkage, irrespective of the crop, 12 months round the year. In that scenario, we do think that women becomes an important part for us to engage if we have to also grow our business and build trust with the farming families and being able to help them their road to profitability.
As Equity Bank, we have positioned ourselves as a bank that caters to the smallholder farmers. In implementing our African Resilience and Recovery Plan, food and agriculture is the strategic pillar 1, where we are looking to deploy our balance sheet to about 30% going to food and agriculture. When we say food and agriculture, we want to increase the productivity of the farmers. We want also to optimize the value chains. We want to increase the manufacturing through agro-processing. And we also want to work with the stakeholders. And this is a very good way of doing it, because the ultimate goal is to reach 100 million farmers, and data and digitization is the only way that can help us reach 100 million clients.
This event has been really, I would say, great in terms of for us to understand what all across the geographies each and every innovator is being trying to do. It brings the complete ecosystem all together, and learning about the ecosystem, their own thesis, becomes a very important part for us to create a roadmap for the coming financial years.
I love seeing the energy with everybody, the enthusiasm to really solve these tough problems for small-scale producers.
Wonderful event. I think there's so much happening in the data and digital space in Kenya, in the agriculture sector. So many connections to be had, so many collaborations to be pursued, so many partnerships that we could build.
The people that are here, I think are so wonderful. The connections that I make, both partners that I've worked with for many years, as well as new partners that I always meet at this event over the years that I've been here.
It's been a fantastic learning event. I think with these events, some of the networking you're able to do, sharing ideas, meeting people, and then sharing visions is really key and really important to develop business models and ideas.
It's really a great opportunity to meet so many different organizations and other donors and the private sector actors and so on, who are really trying to make a difference in people's lives.
This has been a wonderful experience, right? Like a lot of exchange of ideas, and I look forward to the next one.
So I think one of the challenges that has been posed by one of the panelists at the closing panel is a lot of discussions have taken place, but the challenge was for the stakeholders in the room to coordinate and collaborate a little bit more, instead of everyone focusing on their own individual efforts and trying to do things and replicating what other people or other organizations are doing. So for us, the challenge is, how do we coordinate better? How do we collaborate to move the needle forward further than we would have done in our own individual capacities as organizations? And so just in line with the African proverb that says, when you walk alone, you walk faster, but when you walk together, you walk much further.
So as Mercy Corps, we recognize that smallholder farmers are many. There are millions of smallholder farmers. And so for us, if we really want to build resilient communities, if we want to reduce vulnerability and poverty of millions of people, then focusing on smallholder farmers has to be relevant. I think that it's also important for Mercy Corps to continue to challenge ourselves to target smallholder farmers in the arid and semi-arid lands of Africa, and not just in the green belts where it potentially is a little bit easier.